I can only speak for myself. I wouldn't want someone who could not take care of themselves. They have to have goals, ambitions, drives, want to do something with their life besides sit around and watch TV and play video games. But do I need to have someone that is going to take care of me and support me? No, you don't really need that, because I'm a self-sufficient person. So you want to make sure you're with someone who is self-sufficient. Yes, May. Hi. Good morning and salutations to all. What's everybody got going on in their lives, and what do you want to talk about as far as what other questions you have about what women want? I'm open to discussion. Thank you about the hair, Peter. If my stream is buffering, I can't do much about that except say, I hope it stops. Could be on your end though. Let's see, hopefully. Anyway, all right. I'm waving at all these people on Instagram. That's what I'm doing here, just waving away. Morning from Malaysia. That is a cool place, Danny. I've never been to that side of the world. That is very cool. Am I going to the beach? No, I'm in Chicago right now, and the weather looks like it's gonna pour any second. My shirt says, breathe, practice, repeat. Okay, so that's another thing. A woman is going to want, my head's been cut off. A woman is going to want someone who is self-sufficient. And another thing a woman's going to want is a guy who takes care of themselves. And when I say takes care of themselves, I don't just mean works out. I mean, like, thinks about what's inside, like tries to make the most confident person inside that he can be. If it means like going to a therapy group or going to a therapist or doing some self-help reading, any guy that's willing to improve upon themselves is a big turn on to women in general. Okay, thank you, Peter, for describing what my outfit is. Let's see. Ellie Martins wants to be in my video. If I let somebody in the video one more time and they do some whacking off, I don't even know how to get back onto Instagram. So what do you guys think? Should I let someone come in the video that we don't know who it is? I don't think so. Not worth the risk. Okay. How important are looks? All right. How important are looks, Brad? Again, it is important that the person is not like, like what conventionally, like someone who just doesn't take care of themselves, who doesn't have clean clothes on, or doesn't brush their teeth, or doesn't take care of their skin or their hair, or grooming, any of those kind of things. It's important to do that because nobody wants to be with someone who's gross. But does a person need to be like phenomenally great looking? Probably not. If they're phenomenally great looking, a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, they don't develop a good personality. Now that's another thing. Women do want someone who's got a good personality. In the thick of things, you want someone that you really enjoy their company, right? You don't want to be with someone who's like not fun. So personality is super important. Humor, sense of humor is great. Someone who has a wee bit of intelligence would be nice, right? You want someone who's equal to your intelligence level. Let's see, what are we saying here? Do you remember when I told you about my girlfriend from a few months ago when she gave me an orgasm? Fill me in again, Hurt Locker, because a lot of different discussions on women's orgasms. I can't remember who gave who what orgasm, but definitely let me know what happened with that, and if you still have a girlfriend. That was your ex. Okay. Gotta look decent, gotta smell good, and yes, personality. Yeah, Jesse, exactly. So Jesse is saying you gotta look good, you gotta smell good. Yeah, all the senses have to be there too. You'd be surprised about, like, I know people who broke up with people because the guy did not smell good. Something was wrong with their odor. And if you're a very sensitive person to like smell, touch, taste, looks, everything like that, sight, hearing, you gotta be with someone who is not offensive. You can't, if that smell is not good, you got to do something about it. Do you need to be a 10 out of 10 looking guy to get a 10 out of 10 looking girl. Brad, what is a 10 out of 10? If you really think about that, does a 10 out of 10 just whatever society thinks is conventionally good looking? Or is a 10 out of 10 what you think is good looking? And again, sometimes the 10 out of 10 lookers are just not developing the right personality inside. So, I mean, do I think that someone who is super, super attractive is going to go with super, in that conventional sense, is going to go with like someone who is just kind of like, doesn't really have. See, I think of looks as interior coming out. Like, I know it sounds crazy and corny when I say this, but I just still remember, like, and I tell this story a lot, that when one of my sons was in school, and the girl that was most popular with all the boys thought she was like the hottest, was not conventionally good looking, not conventionally great body, but she had such a really outstanding personality that everyone loved to be around her. So if you really think about the women that you think are a 10 out of 10, is it because of their personality, or is it someone that you just saw across the room in the bar and like, oh my God, this girl's like, model. Do I need to be a 10 to get that model? You might, because maybe that's all the model wants is another model. So it's really a hard question to answer. And here's May saying, I'm not even reading it, but I know I'm going to agree with this. Looks are subjective, but yes, if your personality is great and you have a sense of pride and an intellect, that can shine out over the looks, but you have to have something that appeals to the girl. So I knew it. So yeah, so May and I agree that it can't just be what is conventionally a 10 or conventionally good looking, because those looks fade. If you look back, like when you went to high school, maybe the girl that won for like homecoming queen or whatever, the best looking girl, is like now not such a great looking girl anymore. So it just all changes over time. So I think the most important thing is being like, think about it. As you age and you're with somebody, you want to be with someone who is fun to be with. So add that to the list of things that women are looking for. Women are looking for someone who's fun. That's like, especially older women, because if I'm going to be with someone, I want to be with someone who entertains me and I entertain them, that makes me laugh, that I enjoy, like going to the music concerts with, or watching comedy on TV, or going to a comedy club, or, going for hikes or whatever it is that I like doing. I want someone who's going to do the same things if I like going to wine tastings and he's willing to try different things with me like that, that's important. I think a sense of adventure and spontaneity is important to women. Now, like that's another reason why older women like younger guys, because sometimes the older men, they get set in their ways and they just want to like go out to dinner and come home and sit in front of the TV, and it's boring, Whereas if you're with someone younger, maybe you're going to be more spontaneous. After dinner, might go out to a music club or go hear some jazz or whatever interests you. Just try new things, go to festivals. So yeah, a sense of adventure is probably good, but also women want someone they could trust. So, and I don't mean like trust in terms of they won't cheat. I mean trust in terms of like that person's going to be considerate and kind to them and not hurt their feelings, because that's really important. You want to be with someone who's not going to be, an asshole. Let's see. Guys can't get them, give them what? Okay. Some of the things you say are hilarious because American English is different in London, UK. Stephen, what did I say that was different? Tell me what I say that's funny, because I love when people say I'm hilarious. I don't know that I'm being hilarious when I'm hilarious. I'm doing great, Isaac. How are you? Let's see, Jesse. Hey, I'm your average Joe, but I always try to look my best. And yes, your personality has a lot to do with this. Yeah. You got it, Jesse. Personality trumps looks any day of the week. I mean, even if you think about like the good-looking people that are on TV, like why am I so obsessed with George Clooney? You might ask, because he's very conventionally good-looking, but it's mostly because he's supposed to be so funny. He does, he's just supposed to be a prankster. He's funny, and that's attractive to me more so than the looks. Because I mean, someone who is conventionally good-looking, like Tom Cruise, turns me the fuck off. Why does he turn me off? Because I know about his personality, and it was like, he's not the kind of person I'd want to hang around with. Sorry, Tom. But 2 thumbs up for George. I got together with my girl bestie, and she wants to save herself for her fiance, and totally fine with that. I don't really care for sex. All right. You know what? It all depends on what your definition of sex is, Hurt Locker. Let's see. Sex could be just making out. Sex could be fingering each other. It doesn't have to necessarily mean sex is intercourse. Can you PM me? Isaac, like you have to think about like when you ask me a question like, can you PM me? Why would I PM you over all these other people that want me to PM them? If you want to reach me, the best way to reach me is by being one of my patrons. It's a membership program that I have called Patreon. You go to patreon.com. The link is in the description box. And you can join me on Patreon, and then we can message each other. I get messages back and forth with all my patrons. It's the best way to reach me. I put special pictures on there. I ask questions, polls, videos. I do like special stories just for my patrons. They have a little story button like they do here. So yeah, if you want to reach out to me and PM me or whatever, you have to go on Instagram. I mean, they have to go on Patreon, and it is a membership program, and you have to donate a few bucks. Okay, it's not like a lot. It could be as little as $1, but you got to do something besides just say PM me, because why would I PM you and not every other person who wants to PM? Let's see. You need to have interests and activities that you're passionate about outside of work. Another thing, yeah. If you want to get a woman to think of you as special, you have to have some passions and interests, because if you don't, it's boring to be around you. I got together with my girl best. Okay, we already talked about that. Do cougars like bad boys? Do cougars like bad boys? Bad boys, in the sense of guys that are like pickup artists and are negging and all that kind of shit? No. I think we're done with the game playing with the bad boys. Do I like a guy that has a sense of, like streetwise and knows his way around the city and feels a sense of confidence and a little bit of a risk taker? I'm attracted to that, yeah, but not like a game player. How subjective? So Brad is asking me how subjective are looks. Jesse's saying be a gentleman. Hi Brady. Brian says tank top woo. Some say it's true the nice guys finish last. I did a video on that, Brian, about nice guys, and I think nice meaning that if you think of nice guys as pushovers, yeah, they're going to finish last because they're just letting people walk all over them. But confident men that are actually empathic and compassionate and understanding, they don't finish last. They get all the women. Think about why when you go to a bar and you're talking to the bartender, that bartender pretty much at the end of the night can get any girl he wants, because the women have been dealing with fucking assholes all night long, trying to hit on them or whatever. And at the end of the night, the bartender's the one listening and shaking his head and giving you the safety. Yeah, you can talk to me because I'm not about to do what these guys are doing. So it's all about being a great listener and making the other person feel special. That's what women are looking for. They want to feel special. If you can make every person you talk to feel special, you'll see how attractive that is. It means like you go up and you actually ask a question and you listen to that person. That's attractive. That's attractive to me. And I think it's attractive to women of any ages. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Jimmy Garoppolo going out with Kiara Mia? They sounds like a cougar story. Probably. I don't know who those people are though. Sorry. Wish you could see you broadcasting from San Diego Comic-Con. Would love to see you dressed as Wonder Woman. Okay, thank you for that. Hope that's fun. Let's see. Is she saving this video? I'm not sure what this means. Hello there, Azen. You didn't know I did live because you did not subscribe. So you got to subscribe, and then you'll get notified, and then you'll find out if I'm live, because I do live Monday, Wednesday, Friday usually, but it all varies in terms of where I'm at. If I'm in Los Angeles, it's a lot of times going to be it's later. Yeah, later than if I'm in Chicago. I don't even know where I am half the time. I think the reason girls like bad boys is because they know how to be themselves or have a good time. Yeah, I mean, what is considered a bad boy is someone who has confidence. That's not necessarily someone who's going to be an asshole. There's a difference between bad boy and asshole. How annoyed do you get of weirdos in your chat? Not at all, Brad. I just block them. And I get, as a matter of fact, I just talked to someone named Adina Rivers this morning, and she was talking about how mean these people are to her, some of these comments that she gets. And I said, I get the same thing, except mine are usually about age and hers are just about her being sexual or whatever. But the bottom line is that if you get annoyed and you let these people bother you, you'll be annoyed all day long. I don't let anybody bother me unless it's someone I care about, first of all. If someone I care about says something mean, then I want to explore that, but I wouldn't get mad about these fucking idiots, keyboard warriors that can write nasty things, take off your top, or worse. I get a lot of people criticizing my looks or my age or my whatever, and fuck them. I get people criticizing my voice. I get so many criticism, and you know what? It just flies right off of me. Sometimes some of these things that really like disturb me. When someone said, "I hope you die" yesterday, someone actually said, "I hope you die." Why? I don't know. WC Evil or whatever. I think that's his name. I hope you die. So he's blocked, but still, isn't that like, that's a nasty thing to do? That's a bad boy thing to do. No, that's an asshole thing to do. Bryson, if you pride yourself to be sympathetic, that's awesome. The most important quality a man should have is empathy for another person, a man or a woman. You have to be empathic to the people around you. You're no better than anybody else. If you're on a subway and you see this grossly overweight person, you're no better than that person. That person probably has some things going on in their life that's hard to deal with. So you shouldn't be, joking about that or making fun of that person for being in the position they're in, because they're just like all of us. We're all going to live and we're all going to die. So not to be like really philosophical, but we're no better than anybody else. Joshua, you finally get to see me live. I'm glad you're here. I'm a gentleman, Jesse says. I'm not a pushover and I'm a great listener. There you go, Jesse. You should be like racking them in there. It's just a numbers game anyway. So Brady's saying Jimmy is a quarterback for the 49ers. Kira Mia is a 40-year-old porn star. It was in the news. Yeah, I missed that one. So my thoughts are, if they're happy together, that's a wonderful, beautiful thing. Are you going to save this video on YouTube? Yeah, all my videos are saved on YouTube. You can watch them later on and still like the videos. If you haven't liked it, please like it right now. If you want to see more of me, you got to keep like sharing this and talking about it and pushing it, because YouTube, if they see anything with sex in the title, they do not recommend me. They demonetize me and everything. So I can't do that many sexual titles like I did one last time, but this time I couldn't. Otherwise, I won't get recommended again. So it's crazy that YouTube has gotten so stuffy. They used to be like, you could talk about anything and they would like, yeah, you're going to get monetized. I had a video that I did with porn stars, 5.5 million views. Can't get $1 on it because it's got, porn stars talking about penis size. Speak softly and carry a big stick. Who said that? Teddy Roosevelt? Forgot who. Somebody's got to find that out. I'm very into similar. Okay. But I'm very into things similar to the HJs or something similar. Hand jobs. I want to tell her I like those things, but I don't know how to tell her. Any suggestions? I would just tell her. Just say it. Just say what you just said to me. And say it that, if you guys are really close friends, and what do you got to lose by you want to save yourself? I get it, but let's get some sexual pleasure going here. I don't know. Say what you feel. You like my voice? Thanks, Josh. I like my voice too. Oh, Jesse's saying it's beautiful. Yeah. I sometimes get hoarse because I talk too much. Yeah, they're just hateful. Don't listen to them, Karen. In regards to the freaking clowns, I think it's just your mic. Mine makes me sound like I have a deep voice, and it's nothing. No, I don't. I have a Chicago accent. I'm born and raised here. Well, actually, I was born in Virginia, but I was raised all my life in Chicago. So I got the Chicago accent. What am I going to do? I actually was being interviewed to be on some TV show, and the guy goes, well, you have to do something about your accent. I'm like, yeah, well, you are not going to, I will not be on your TV show. Let's see. Hi, Hannibal, thank you. What's your best advice for men to have a woman? What's your best advice for men to have a woman? Well, my advice is to be a good person. My advice is to treat every person with respect, to make sure that you let your personality out. Someone on my Patreon asked me what to do because he wants to ask this girl out. And she's 20 and she's young. And they've been texting emoji stuff back and forth. And he's like, I take her out for a cup of coffee. What do I do? I'm like, well, he goes, I'm nervous. Well, change the nervousness into excitement. You know, everybody gets excited, and nervousness is basically the same feelings, excitement. So don't think of it as nervous, think of it as exciting, because you're going to get to go out with this person, and make sure that you make it like special. Like, hey, I found this really unbelievable. I looked online, I found the most incredible coffee shop. And you know, just I want to take you there, and it's supposed to say, you know, the best coffee, you know, in the area. You know, find some place, make a plan, make it special, take and just do it. Just say, you know, give me your the next free day you have, and let's see if we can make this thing work. What advice do you have for 18 to 21-year-old guy trying to find a soulmate, or is that just a waste of time? Brad, first of all, you're young. 18 to 21, you're just young, and you should not just look for a soulmate. You should look for as many relationships as you can get your hands on right now, because I always say to my kids, you would never want to buy the first car you had without trying, you know, a bunch of cars out, right? So you would never go, you know, if you had one uniform to wear for the rest of your life, you'd want to try on a few uniforms. So I wouldn't look for a soulmate. I would look for someone that you can connect with. So the first person you connect with should not be your soulmate. I would hope it's not. It can be, because like I was married very young to possibly one of my soulmates. I don't believe in a soulmate, but the point is that there are a lot of people in this world, and in order to know what you want, you have to have different relationships. So that's my best advice for you. Just keep going out with different women and keep exploring what you like and what you don't like. Keep a note of it, and try, you know, as many as you can for as long as you can before you find your one that works the best for you. What do you guys think about soulmates? Tell me what you think about that. Karen, put education in the title or description, because technically you're educating us. Now, I know that you would think that would be the case, but as soon as they see word sex, the word sex it signifies a bot, an algorithm for YouTube. And as soon as they see that, they say demonetized. They don't want to risk it. I'm thinking of starting a GoFundMe page to have enough money to date a porn star. Is that a good idea? Yeah, why not try it? I mean, it could happen. I think you know, just you have to find the people that want to support that. Like, you know, why would they want to support you going out with a porn star? You got to figure that out. What will they get from that? But sure, it might work. Don't believe in soulmates in the romantic sense. Why, May? For the same reason I just suggested, that there was lots of soulmates out there. Karen, the problem with me telling her that is because I choose. Okay, so Hurt Locker is talking about the one he wants to get a hand job from. I chose my ex over her last October, and she didn't forgive me till mid-December, and it's kind of awkward. They remember that girl I chose over you, over her. Well, all that can be discussed. You know, discussions are always a good thing. They're not a bad thing. And sometimes the worst, horrible discussions that you have end up me being the most productive. Like, you can have this discussion with this person, but that doesn't mean that the discussion itself is going to be painful, maybe, or difficult, or you struggle. But then after you discuss it, you get closer. So it's sort of like sometimes a sore needs to like open up before it can heal. So don't be afraid of talking. Let's see. How to flirt with girls. Okay, so how do you flirt with girls? Okay, so there's nonverbal ways and verbal ways of flirting. I have done other videos if you look through, and you'll find out more specific techniques. But I think the most important thing that you want to do when you're flirting with a girl is making her feel special. It's just it's the way to do it without being too focused on the external. Use your personality, use your sense of humor, and just enjoy, the conversation. It's flirting. Being confident is flirting. You can't be, insecure about it. Just go ahead and use your sense of humor. It's flirting 101. You gotta, use everything you got in your tool bag. Teach us how to flirt with women as an example. Yeah, I've done some videos on that, and we're running out of time, so I've got like 3 minutes. I'm not going to be able to go into the specifics, but give me some ideas of what has worked for you or what hasn't worked for you. Brendan, you see Karen agree with it. Plus, most porn stars are honest and are great in bed, but they stay positive and open-minded. Pure power. When should you start dating after getting a divorce? I feel fine My previous marriage, I was lonely for the longest, but now that I'm divorced, what other steps should I do before I start dating? Okay. So, first thing you got to do before you start dating is figure out what it is that happened in your marriage that caused the problem, because it could be something within you that you got to work on. So, the first thing is to get yourself in the best position you can. It's going to take some time. Don't jump into another, like I was telling the person that was looking for the soulmate just now. Don't jump into the next relationship. What you want, there's nothing wrong with starting a date, but I would think first do some self exploration before you go through the steps of starting to ask somebody out, and keep everything slow. I would even just go out with a bunch of friends at the beginning, just to start getting your feet wet. And if you want to have like a friends with benefit type thing, just be very clear from the get-go that you're just rebounding off of a a long marriage or whatever, and you're not ready for anything real serious, but you want to have sex again. So just be open and communicative is what I'd say. Hope that helps. And of course, if you want to ask me more, go to my Patreon page and I'd be happy to help you with that. Pure Power 333. Hurt Locker Plus is not good timing though. She might have surgery soon. So what if she's got a surgery? You're not going to stress her out because you asked her to give you a hand job. Just tell her how you feel. See if she says, okay, we can mess around with that. Fine. If not, then say, okay, I'm cool with just being friends. It's whatever you want. I was told I have social anxiety. How do I date with social anxiety? A lot of people have social anxiety. Don't worry about that, Bryson. Just keep concentrating on your strengths, and the more you focus on the conversation and the other person, the less you're going to focus on the anxiety. The anxiety is like this little monster over here. Just like push that monster to the side by focusing on here and now and the person you're with. That's what the most important thing is, like the here and the now. If you're really listening to someone, you're not going to focus on your own anxiety. But a lot of people have that. You're not alone. A lot of people, like there's even movies about it, like in Superbad when he gets really tongue-tied and he can't think of anything to say. So just remember that social anxiety is normal. I wouldn't let anybody label you as having a problem. Just all social anxiety is that nervousness has to change to excitement. So if you keep just instead of saying I'm too nervous to do something, remember the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5-second rule. Go from take that nervousness, make it exciting, make it excitement, label it as excitement, and then act on it. And then focus on her. Time is up. I'm so sorry. We have so many really good things to talk about here. After I completed my job there, I still haven't been asked out. I still haven't asked her out on a date. Should I ask her out over the phone? If you're not going to, I missed probably the first part. I worked at a lady's house. And okay, I'll answer this one question and then I'm going to go. Okay, so Mastermind said, I worked at a lady's house for hardwood floors. She randomly asked me if I was married. I said, no, I'm single. And she told me that she was divorced. We talked a lot during my lunch break. After I completed my job, I still haven't asked her out on a date. Should I ask her out over the phone? Good question. If you're not going to see her in person, I guess you're going to have to ask her on the phone. So whatever works. If you can ask her out in person, it's better. But if you can just do it on the phone, sure, why not? I know I skipped your story. Sorry about that. One more thing of what May said about this soulmate. I feel it's a concept that's sold to people to believe in an unrealistic love partner or twin flame. Yeah, I mean, it is unrealistic to think that a soulmate's going to meet all your needs. It's going to be like twin. It's going to, it's going to be like you're going to run off in the sunset together. Let's face facts. All relationships are like roller coasters. Sometimes it's easier and sometimes it's harder, but the bottom line is it's never going to be smooth sailing for the rest of your life. And you're never going to have all your needs met by one person. It's just not going to happen. You're going to have to, you're just going to have to find ways to get your needs met for yourself. Either you do it yourself or through other people in your life. But just know that one